WrestleMania 40 is in the books, but here we continue the story. Welcome back to another episode of the Marked Wrestling Show, where we love professional wrestling. I'm your host, Mikey. We are here to talk about WrestleMania 40 Night 2 and give you all the reactions. And this was an amazing card. On paper, I think I said this, on paper, night 1 looked like it was the better show from top to bottom, just looking at the card. Night 2 here, I thought there was a lot more opportunity for matches to be potential duds, but it did not turn out that way at all. It was an amazing night. I think it was even better than night 1. Like I said, it was feeling, when you looked at it on paper, that like, oh well, they're obviously trying to put as many good matches on night 1 as they can, and then on night 2 maybe they'll put some filler matches in there, where people don't use a lot of energy. That way they can save their energy for the main event. Well, that was not the case. Like, all of these matches were bangers. Let's talk about the first one, which was the opening of night 1, Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And wow, what a banger of a match this was. I mean, with these two, you knew it was going to be a banger of a match. Just real quickly, entrances. Drew had like a bagpipe, performers play him out to the ring. Seth Rollins had on the most ridiculous looking outfit with a bunch of people, a bunch of like a live band, like orchestra type band, but all wearing the most goofiest outfits and walking him down to the ring. And then Seth gets in the ring, and once he finally gets off the goofy outfit, you could see that he's visibly injured. They got the tape on his back. He's kind of walking with a limp, and they ring the bell, and boom, straight out of the gate, like a second into the match, Drew hits a Claymore on Seth, and Seth is able to kick out, of course, and that just signifies like, hey, we are going to be on to a hot start on night 2 here. Overall, some like highlights of this match. Seth hit this cool sequence, catching Drew in an attempt to do a Claymore, and then when Seth catches him, he does a power bomb to him, a pedigree, and a stomp, all right in a row. But Drew is still able to kick out, and then. I mean, we have CM Punk on the side for commentary for this as well, and eventually Drew hits this brutal looking Claymore on Seth Rollins and gets the 1-2-3, and Drew McIntyre is your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And Drew's feeling good, and he's been trolling CM Punk on social media, on the show, and promos for quite some time now. And CM Punk is right there, up close and personal, live in person at the commentary table. So Drew decides to take his new belt over there, and he's waving it in his face. He's gloating, he's bragging, and CM Punk's like doing his best to not react. But then Drew McIntyre stands up, on the table right in front of CM Punk and gives him the old suck it gesture. And finally, CM Punk, who I expected or suspected that he was, obviously not good enough to wrestle, but maybe he's a little bit better than what he's been presenting on TV. He takes off that brace on his arm, and then he attacks Drew McIntyre, knocking him down. And then what happens? This gives the opportunity for Damian Priest to cash in. He runs down to the ring. He says he's cashing it in right now. He throws Drew into the ring, hits the South of Heaven. 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest is your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. That was amazing to see. That was really unexpected. I really thought that Damian Priest would not be cashing in this weekend, but he did, and it was epic. All right, let's get to the next match on this card, which was the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley versus the Final Testament. Now, again, this was another one that, looking at it on paper, it was like, this is probably one of those filler matches where it's not going to be too good, so who really cares? But and even though it was a street fight, it was like, I don't know what they're really going to do, but it ended up being good. Final Testament, they open up the match right away, and they are just going to town on Bobby Lashley with those kendo sticks. Street Profits try to help, but then they get the same fate as Bobby Lashley. They're just getting beaten down with those kendo sticks. And some more highlights from this one. B-Fab got in here to break up a pin, hitting. Was it Karen Cross that she hit with a kendo stick? I believe so, if I remember right. And then Scarlett then attacks B-Fab, of course, and then Lashley. He what's the move? I can't think of the name of the move now. Where Akam and Razor, they get the guys up in the power bomb position, then they crash their backs into each other and then power bomb them. Anyways, they were about to try that move, and then Bobby Lashley prevents that from happening. Do we mention Bully Ray comes in to be a ref for this match, and he calls for the tables, and Street Profits and Bobby Lashley, they put the Final Testament through the table, and they get the 1, 2, 3. Street Profits and Bobby Lashley won. Again, for all the high spots that were in this one, all the kendo sticks, slamming through tables, false finishes. I thought this one was really well done. A lot more entertaining than I was expecting it was going to be. All right, let's talk some AJ Styles versus LA Knight. Yeah, on our third match of the night now, and I feel like we're getting through this episode pretty fast, and it felt like that watching the show. It was like, wow, we are flying here. I'm so glad that they have broken up WrestleMania into 2 nights versus having it in one night and having like a 7-hour or 8-hour show. Anyways, back to this match. LA Knight showed up with like a Slim Jim car that they gave away to a fan. So he makes his entrance there. And then AJ Styles makes his entrance. They got a little remix of his song, and he's going down the ramp. But as he gets closer, he starts running down in there. And as soon as he hits the ring, they are off to the races, fighting each other. And LA Knight starts taking it to AJ. He gets the upper hand in the beginning here, and yeah, there was a lot of just good technical wrestling in this match. Like, you know, it just overall very entertaining match. Um, even though there was no special stipulation, there was enough stuff going on that made it feel special, like LA Knight pulling up back the padding on the floor to leave it exposed, but then he gets backdropped on it. Um, and then we did see some of AJ Styles high flying stuff. He went for a 450 splash, but LA Knight got the knees up, and he's able to take advantage of AJ Styles, and LA Knight wins, and that was fun to see. I was really hoping he was going to win because I thought like it would be good for him and his character to get a WrestleMania moment and to keep building. All right, let's get on to our next match. This is Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton versus Logan Paul, a triple threat match for the United States Championship. And oh my goodness, it was cool. We got to see backstage style for Kevin Owens, like we did with Sami Zayn. Only now, Sami Zayn is the one that is the last one waiting in gorilla position and gives KO words of encouragement and hypes him up before he goes out. And then he goes out, but then Randy Orton, his music hits, and and KO had a golf cart at this point, by the way, that he was driving. So he gets halfway down the ramp, and then Randy Orton music hits, and then they decide to ride down to the ring together because they have a mutual agreement that they need to beat this Logan Paul guy, right? And yeah, once they all got down there and this match started, it was a fun ride right from the beginning. Randy and KO, they have their kind of, mutual understanding that they want to get rid of Logan Paul. So they start out, just taking turns beating up Logan Paul. In fact, at one point, they are both, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, taking turns throwing like back body drop onto the Spanish announce table. And so Logan is just taking a ton of beating for that. But eventually, after they're beating up Logan Paul so much, somebody has to pin him, right? Because it's a triple threat match. But Kevin Owens and Randy, they both go to pin Logan at the same time, and now they realize they have to fight. At least Randy does, especially right away. He tries to RKO Kevin Owens, and doesn't work out. So Kevin Owens and Randy agree, okay, well, I guess we're gonna fight, and so they start fighting. Again, just a lot of fun stuff in here. Logan Paul did a swanton bomb onto Kevin Owens, I believe it was. But out of that, he didn't just land on his back and then stay there. He did a swanton bomb, and then he rolled out of it and into a frog splash onto Randy Orton. That was awesome. Of course, Logan Paul got the brass knuckles in this one. He's hitting Randy with it. He's hitting Kevin Owens with it. They're able to kick out, of course. And then, after all these shenanigans, Randy Orton gets the advantage on Logan Paul. He's going to do a punt. He is going to punt kick Logan Paul's head off. But then, of course, the Prime Bottle pulls Logan Paul out of the ring and to safety. Turns out it to be I Show Speed. And then Randy gives him a slam on the table as well, just for good measure. And then Randy hit KO with an RKO. Um, Logan throws um, Randy out, and then Logan hit a huge frog splash onto Kevin Owens and won the match. And again, it was just very exciting. Uh, Logan Paul, no matter what you think of him, he just gets this business, and he's so naturally good at it that uh, it was very entertaining. All right, let's get on to our next match. Match number 5 already. Bailey versus Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship. And again, another one that was just had a lot of fun with this one. I thought it was awesome that Bailey had like a Triple H type of entrance. That was fun. It was just cool to see Damage Control in the spot that they're in right now. This match. Again, really good match. Started out with Bailey doing a suicide dive very early on in the match, and hurts her knee. And then, of course, Io Sky sees that, she focuses in on it and starts to, trying to damage that knee even more. Um, and again, another one, just a lot of really great wrestling in here. Getting to see the the move that Io has, the moonsault that Io Sky has, hitting that multiple times throughout the match. We get to see Bailey go for a rose plant at one point, but miss because Io does a handstand out of it. But later on, Bailey doesn't miss. She hits that rose plant, and Bailey gets the 1, 2, 3, and she is your winner and new WWE Women's Champion. Now, let's talk about this main event. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes versus the WWE Champion, Roman Reigns. And they both had awesome entrances, just seeing Cody wear the gear that he had, and then Roman having like a full on orchestra and choir play his music for him down to the ring. That was pretty epic. And then for the match itself, again, it's a title match, but it's got bloodline rules, which basically means no rules. And this one, the crowd was hot for this. There's been a lot of talk about maybe the crowd was kind of dead, especially on night one. But I'm going to take them at the word because I wasn't there. That it was cold, very cold, freezing. And maybe that's why fans weren't able to show as much on how much they were into it. But this one, my goodness, the place came unglued just from the start of the bell ringing, even at the announcements. And then the bell did ring, and Cody started off hot. He goes to get a table, and Roman, attacked him and knocked him down, and then Roman puts the table back, and fans were not happy with that. There's a lot of highlights in this one, like Roman getting in the kendo stick to gain advantage now after that, so that he can go to town on Cody with that. Cody got a figure 4 leg lock in on a Roman, and that was fun. Roman and Cody, then they make their way out to the crowd. They're fighting in the crowd. They're fighting in the aisleway. They get onto like a little stage production area. Cody suplexes Roman onto that little ramp, and then he gets him back into the ring because even though it's bloodline rules, you have to win in the ring. That is still a part of the match. And then once they did get back into the ring at this point, it just felt like they were having a straight up, well told, physical and psychological story in the ring. That was a lot of fun. We've seen Roman use this move in the past to try to win a match in which it is, um, you know, a close, uh, it's a close, it was a close match, right? They were just having a straight up match, and yeah. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, they just started. They got back in the ring. They started having a straight up match, and it's looking just like a great regular match where the technical wrestling is good, the psychological stuff of it, storytelling of it is good in ring, and then Roman hits the crossroads, um, right, and that's where Roman hits Cody with the low blow outside the ring, and then he power bombs him through a table. So this is where we see Roman. Um, try to use tactics that he's used in the past to cheat to win. Um, Eventually, they get back in the ring. Cody's able to hit a Cody cutter, then hits the crossroads, goes for a second crossroads in a row, but Jimmy Uso comes from out of nowhere to hit him with a super kick. And then, of course, like I said, people are going to have to start coming out and neutralizing these threats. What happens? Jey Uso comes out, um, and this, distracts Jimmy. So he runs up the ramp to start fighting with Jay. They're fighting, 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 and then Jay spears Jimmy off of the WrestleMania stage, off the ramp, and through a table. That was awesome. Back in the ring, Cody's come to. He's ready to fight Roman again. Boom! He spears Roman through the barricade. Things are getting hectic right now. Cody gets a Roman back in the ring. He hits two crossroads, wants to go for a third, but Solo hits him with the Samoan spike before Cody can get the third one off. You know, that spike move, that is a devastating move. So Roman does try to get a pin here, but Cody kicks out. Solo looks like he's about to do some more damage, but then who comes out? The last, John Cena, because he's got to get revenge on Solo himself, because that's the last person that he wrestled and beat him. So John Cena comes to neutralize Solo. As he does hit. He does hit a move on Roman as well. But then John Cena again neutralizes Solo, gets him outside the ring. Looks like he's going to do more damage, but then the Rock music hits. He comes down to the ring. He gives John Cena a rock bottom. He takes off the belt. He's going to start whipping John Cena and Cody Rhodes. But then the Shield music hits. Seth is coming. Where is he coming from? Rock doesn't know. Seth comes through the crowd. He's wearing his Shield gear. He's got a metal chair. He's going to use it on Rock, but before he can, Roman Reigns desperately runs back in and gets a Superman punch off in time on Seth to save the Rock. And now, again, Cody is there in a vulnerable place, so it looks like the Rock, he's got the belt off. He's ready to get that blood on it from Cody Rhodes, get some more of it, and then the gong hits, the lights turn out, and then the lights go back up. The Undertaker is standing right behind The Rock. The Rock is turned around the other way, expecting to see Undertaker coming down the ramp, but nope. He turns back around. There's Undertaker, choke slams The Rock, and that neutralizes The Rock. And then, here we go. Cody gets back up in the ring. He's comes to. He's got his chance now. He gets Roman in crossroads position. This time he does hit 3 crossroads in a row, gets the pin, and finishes the story. Oh my goodness, that felt so good in the moment, so satisfying. I've been waiting for that for years to come, for Cody Rhodes to finish his story. Um, and now we get to see him, like his shirt said at the press conference, continue the story, right? So he finally won the championship. It was awesome. All the good guys came down to the ring to celebrate with him. His mom got in there to celebrate with him. His sister, his nieces and nephew, Brody Lee's son, -1, was in there. Yeah, so it was very moving, a very emotional moment. Samantha Irving, you heard her announce Cody as the new champion. You could hear it in her voice as she was making that announcement that she was emotionally moved by this match and by Cody finishing the story. So yeah, it was really amazing. It really did feel like you know an action movie. Uh, all the surprises, all the um, back and forth comebacks, and looking like the bad guy has the advantage, and all that. It was amazing to watch, and the way it ended, that's what I wanted and it's what I predicted. But this time around at WrestleMania 40, it really did feel right. I gotta say, the people who said he should have lost at WrestleMania 39, at this point, I gotta say they were right. Him losing, and then now, getting back to WrestleMania 40, it made his story so much stronger, so much better. Me and anybody else who doubted that WWE was going to be able to keep Cody hot, enough to, be somebody that we'd want to see in WrestleMania 40 again, we were wrong. We were totally wrong. You've heard a lot of wrestlers and writers and people involved in the business say that this is the Triple H era. So we should have known if Triple H, if he was the one that was going to be in charge of this whole thing, yeah, we shouldn't have doubted. And now we have no reason to doubt that the road to WrestleMania 41 is going to be really good, and then when we get there, it'll be good. Yeah, but yeah, there you go. That was WrestleMania 40 night 2. I thought it was amazing. Like I said, to me, it was so much better than night 1. Like, everybody brought it in this match. We didn't have a dud match. The matches we thought were going to be duds, they ended up being way better than what I expected. So yeah, I'm really happy with WrestleMania 40 night 2, and I want to know if you are too. Let me know how you felt about night 2. Are you a Cody crybaby like me, and you wanted to see Cody win, or were you hoping that Roman Reigns was going to retain here, and the next milestone he could hit would have been surpassing Hogan on most consecutive days in a title run. Yeah, so let me know how you feel about that. Let me know how you feel about all the other matches too, because there was a lot of great stuff in there. And yeah, if you're still watching right now, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave those comments. If you're listening on a podcast version, please hit follow and subscribe. Hit the 5-star rating and written review section over there, because that all helps the show grow. And this has been the Marked Wrestling Show, where we love professional wrestling. Later, Marks.